Hey guys, how you doing? I just thought I'd send you some more information that just keeps coming together. I think Jesus is on his way any minute. Guys, not only, I got to tell you about this. I have had two mornings in the last 10 days where I was woken up by a voice that was telling me something about the rapture and the wedding supper of the Lamb. I'm so excited. It makes me want to cry. I got one this morning on Friday on the 7th, and I got one on last Wednesday. Now, before I tell you that, I'll put that at the end, so stick with me. It's only going to be a couple minutes. I usually do a really long video, and I'm sorry I do, but I just love talking about everything about the Lord. All right, so this is Steve Fletcher's channel, and, we all know that Mr. T and Mr. Green here, Zelenski, always wearing his green stuff, got into a heated discussion, and then, Mr. T finally said, okay, get the heck out. Well, I didn't also know about this guy. Al Green heckles Trump at the Congress address. I was going to watch that and I never got around to it, but Trump addressed Congress, and apparently somebody had something that wasn't very nice to say, and so he got kicked out of Congress. He's a congressman. And so that is interesting. If you look at parliament videos of Europe, they have people doing heckling and talking stuff, during addresses all the time, and that's just the way they do stuff. Well, we don't do that in America here. We are much more courteous and respectful to the people that we work with. Apparently, the powers that be did not like that. He was doing that, and they kicked him out. There's also a movie online right now but a series that is basically the same thing. It's as if they're warning us about it. So he's got two or three videos that I find stuff all the time, and sometimes I'll tell Steve about it, and his other people find stuff, and he finds stuff. And so what he does is he uses the body of Christ so that we all come together and we find out stuff, and then he makes videos about it, which is amazing. And so I want you to just check this out real quick. Let's see.
Now, when Trump kicked Zelensky out of the White House, I did not share about this. I was trying to figure out what this could possibly mean or where we are. And so we've seen something else happen over the last couple days, okay? And 2 days ago at Trump's State of the Union speech, Al Green heckled Trump, and Congress, during the Congress address, heckled Trump and out.
And he got kicked out.
Al Green is kicked out.
So he's going to link some stuff together.
Okay, so we have a theme here. And Zelensky, his name means green. Okay, so we have two green.
Oh my gosh, guys. I was telling my dad about the movie that came out, I think it was in 2013. The movie came out, World War Z. Like Z. World War Z was a movie that came out. It came out like 5 years before CV Cough Cough came out. And what's interesting was I was telling my dad about it. I know our phones listen to us, and I guess they were listening, because then I got it recommended on my TV to watch on YouTube. World War Z is on YouTube for free. You can watch lots of movies on YouTube for free. So anyway, I decided to watch that last night, and it's really interesting because there is some creepy stuff in there that has to do with what's going on today. And I had written down, let me see if I can find it real quick. Let's see, hold on. One thing that what bothered me about World War Z was we have parents today teaching our children they don't listen to us. They don't listen to parents. You tell them to sit in the car, stay still, don't move, be quiet. They don't listen. And you need to train your kids to listen, especially if we have to go through the 3 days of darkness. Because if they do not know how to follow your commands and do exactly what you're telling them to do, they might not make it. You might not make it. If you're busy worrying about them and they're arguing with you and causing chaos and havoc, you can end up in a car accident. You can end up not making it to a plane, a boat, or whatever, to get away from whatever's going on. And you need to make sure your kids understand that if there is an emergency going on and you tell them to do a certain thing, that they need to not think about it for a second and just do what you tell them to do. I noticed that was in World War Z, and that bothered me a lot. And that the children weren't listening. And because the children weren't listening and busy talking and all this other stuff, that's why they ended up and got in a collision. And then everything, all heck broke loose in World War Z, and all of a sudden there was chaos and pandemonium, where people were just breaking into places and getting food and trying to get supplies and pharmaceuticals and stuff, which Brad Pitt had a child in the movie that had asthma, and so they were trying to get asthma medicine for him. So anyway, I starting to wonder if World War Z movie was not necessarily, a pandemic or something of the sort we can have another one, definitely. They can sick another one on us. But, he's busy trying to track down. Here's another thing about World War Z. Is it happened in New Jersey? Guys, if you live in New Jersey, I would do anything I could to move or get away from there, or go with your relatives somewhere else, at least for the next couple of weeks, because we have a lunar eclipse happening on the 14th. We have Purim, which is a Jewish festival, which is the celebration of the conquering of the enemy of the Israel. Is on the 13th, and that matches up to the exact day that Israel said they're going to wait 10 days, and if something doesn't go the way they want to, they could go back to trying to attack Gaza or whatever again. And then on top of that, some report came out, I just saw last night, about the fact that our government intercepted some report that they think is real, that they tried to verify as being real, of plans that Israel has to attack Iran down the street. And if that's the case, that is the start of World War, 3. All right, so we are at a precipice right now. We are at a breaking point right now. And I don't know about you guys, but I have felt it. I have been on the verge of crying multiple times. I've gotten into a few little skirmish disagreements with my dad over stuff. Me and my son don't seem to be getting along as well as we normally do. The devil is out there trying to fight and cause problems with you and your family members and the people that you love, that are good Christians, that are Holy Fire, Holy Spirit Christians that are praying. You're praying with these people. If you are praying with somebody and now all of a sudden you find yourself in a disagreement and y'all aren't praying together or aren't talking together, do not let the sun go down on your anger. It says it in the scriptures. Don't let that happen. Forgive each other and get back to praying, because two people that are on fire Christians that pray together, Jesus is in your midst. It says it in the scripture. Jesus is right there. And when he hears your prayers, those prayers go up to the heavenly realm, and they will be released for beautiful blessings to come on America. So anyway, let's just listen. So he's talking about Zelenski. So just put World War Z in your head, and you might want to go watch it and just see sometimes we need to go back and look at things from the past, because it opens our eyes to what's going on now. So let's see what else he's got to say real quick here.
Kicked out. Now, I wasn't even planning on sharing this, and I watched the 5th episode of 0 Day. I had not finished watching
0 Day,
the whole program of 0 Day, And as soon as I saw this information, okay, I went and I felt led. Okay, I felt led to watch the continuation of 0 Day, and I watched episode 5. The first thing I see is connected to green and eclipse. Okay, now I'm going to show the clip to you that I watched. Okay.
Okay, this is crazy,
is the
guys.
First scene in episode 5 of 0 Day of eclipse in this clip. Okay. And what I'm going to show you, the clip, but I'm also going to put in a couple of the words that are coming. Even though I did it on my phone, I just put up the screenshots for you, but okay, the whole situation being eclipsed. Let me show you this
here it
clip
is. This is in this TV series. He says he should have never have been released, but he should never have been detained. Or he should have been released but never been detained. And it says this is unethical, and this is threatens our reason why we created whatever we created against, terror stuff like that.
Inside this building, my clan was nowhere near safe.
So he's linking this TV series that just 0 Day or whatever that just came out as being.
So after I saw the two greens being kicked out, Zelensky meaning green and Al Green, and then I saw this portion of information in 0 Day. Evan Green has been released, but he should have never been detained in the first place. Okay.
What does that mean?
And then it goes on to say George Mullins overreach the very terrorism this committee was meant to stop.
Who is the George Mullins of this time? Is there somebody
threatens to eclipse?
So the question is there, okay, there's a few people in Congress that really concern me. One guy, I forgot his name, but he's always in cahoots with Pelosi. And there's a few other people in Congress that are very powerful and seem to be in Israel and all over the world doing things, and they got their fingers in every pie. And they are very powerful and very evil. So you wonder who is the green in this movie that they're talking about, and then this Mullins guy, his overreach, his power is so great that he is not. This person has too much power, is saying. So who are they talking about? Are they talking about somebody in our Congress that has too much power, or are they talking about Mr. T? That he's got too much power, which the power he's got right now is insane. Anybody that's not looking at him as the Antichrist needs to open your eyes, because he is talking peace in the whole world. He's talking safety in the whole world. And he seems to have the ear of everyone in the whole world. On top of which, I have seen plaques that he had on his wall where he has so many awards given to him by Israel, calling him the Prince of Peace. So also King Charles has been given a plaque called the Prince of Peace also. So they're going to keep us guessing until the end. But what's interesting about this is kudos to Steve Fletcher. I just love you, brother. And I'll link his videos in the description so you can go watch him. But, and do subscribe to his channel too. He's pretty amazing. When I started watching him, when he first started figuring out that we had constellations and kind of things going on in the stars that were really crazy. When we first had Atlas come through, which was like 4 or 5 years ago, and then it supposedly exploded in the atmosphere, and then they said, oh, we're not going to worry about it anymore. And then they talk about Atlas again last year. Oh, Atlas is coming. It hadn't been for 200 years, and people had just totally forgot Atlas came before, and then we had Atlas come through again. And I'm like, am I the only one that remembers that Atlas has been through twice already? But the news is acting like it's never come by before. It's been 200 years. Doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know what's going on. It's a way to test to see if we remember things. And so anyway, he talks about green, he talks about Al Green, and then he talks about Zelenski means green. And so he's talking about how green is connected. And so he's talking about he's talking about the calendar here. And my calendar's a mess. Okay, so we're at the 7th on Friday of March. I can't believe we're already through this part of March already. But on the 9th is daylight saving time this Sunday. And on the 13th of this Thursday this next Thursday coming up is Purim, which I kind of thought Jesus died on the cross on the 13th, and on a Thursday, and he rose again on a Sunday. So it's possible if we do have the 3 days of darkness, it could be this next Thursday coming up. Get your trash bags out. Tape black trash bags on your windows in places that are on the sides of your house that you don't have to worry about anybody seeing. Get it done and get it over with so you don't have to worry about it anymore. So if you see a bunch of auroras happening in the afternoon, or people are talking about these auroras every day, everywhere, you know that the 3 days of darkness are coming. And you need to have all your windows covered up and be in the house when it officially starts. But anyway, so green, I discovered that on the 17th of this month, which is a Monday, it's 2 Mondays from now, the 17th is St. Patrick's Day, which is the green day. I mean, guys, you just can't make this up. And so last thing I wanted to tell you was last Wednesday, I was woken up by Jesus saying, "Get up, get ready. I'm coming to come get my spotless bride." And he says, "Get up, get ready, go take a shower and get ready." And I was like, okay. And he was so excited. And he's just so excited to come get us, guys. I heard this loud and clear as if a voice was standing next to me while I was sleeping in the morning, and it woke me up. Okay, this was Jesus' voice. And then this morning is Friday. I got up this morning and I woke up to the sound of my mom's voice that passed away. And I know she's in heaven. I've seen visions of her in heaven, and she's so young and beautiful, and I'm so happy. And I happened to be talking about her last night to my dad. And she comes to me this morning and says, "Come on, we're going to the marriage." She said, "Come on, we're going to the marriage." And she kind of whispered it to me like, "Come on, we're going to the marriage." And I was like, oh my gosh, I have never had any dream or anything about the marriage supper of the Lamb. So I thought that was amazing. Guys, I'm going to link this in the description, and I'm going to link a bunch of other stuff in the description. Go look in the description. Also on the 20th of this month is the equinox, the spring equinox, which is the official start of 2025, or the 29th of this month is the first new moon, which can also be significant of the 2025. So I love you guys. Take care. God bless.